In this video we're going to look at utilizing Python functions and also utilizing them with the Turtle library. So we have two files here, drawing1.py and mygraphics.py. Drawing1 is our main program. mygraphics.py contains functions. So our main program will utilize the functions defined in mygraphics.py here. So if we take a look at the functions we've defined, we've got pattern 1, pattern 2, Fibonacci and RGB. We've defined all those functions and they're executing how we have defined them. Up the top here we're importing the Turtle library or module. We're also importing the math module. We're creating an instance of the Turtle class here with this notation here. So we're creating an object called T, a Turtle object called T. We're changing the shape of the turtle from a standard triangle to a turtle type shape, and we're also changing the speed at which the turtle will move around the screen with to a value of 3 here. 0 will be faster and 10 is the slowest. So the functions are defined here. This one here is utilizing the golden ratio and a for loop here, and it creates a square type spiral pattern. Pattern 2 creates a circular type pattern. Notice these functions take 3 arguments, x, y and color. This function here produces a Fibonacci sequence of numbers, which has an example here. And this function here returns the RGB color, which we defined RGB, which are numbers between 0 and 255. So this one here will return the full range of RGB colors. We can utilize all these functions in our main program over here just by calling the function. So once again we need to import the Turtle library or module, but you can see here we're importing our own module here, mygraphics, which is the name of this file here that we've defined. So we're importing that one. We are getting setting up the screen here with the background color there of white, and we're defining some constants here. So x, y and color, which will be the arguments for x, y and color in these functions here if we need to call them. So this one sets the beginning of the drawing to the middle of the screen, 0 and 0. And notice here we can define our color in 2 different ways, just by defining it as a string, which we've commented out, or utilizing the RGB function, which we've defined over here, and utilizing that. So in this case here, RGB, B for blue, the drawing will be blue. Here's where we're calling those functions in our main program, which was normally called main as the function name. And you can see here the notation, the module name dot with the name of the function, which is pattern 1 in this particular case, which is this one here. So we're going to call that function and it's going to execute in this file here. We need 3 arguments to the function, x, y and color, and you can see here we've defined them here with x1, y1 and my color. We need to call the main function, this notation here, and we want to keep the window open, so we need to use the main loop method. Let's run this one and see what it produces. We can see the turtle shape there, and this one's producing that square type pattern, and you'll see in a minute the spiral type pattern it also produces. So that'll keep running for the length of amount of loops we've set in the program. And you can see the spiral pattern there. So that'll keep running for the amount of loops that we've set. We can see here it goes all the way up to 500, so 499 just goes one less than that number there, so 499. The same for this one here. Now we might want to call this function here pattern 2, so all we need to do is change that to pattern 2 and save it. 3 arguments pattern 2 takes, so we've already set that up. Let's run this one, and this time let's change the speed, make it a bit faster there, and let's also change the color to red, so 0 and 0, and save the file. Notice how we're calling the function. There has to be the same name as the definition of the function. This time it's red and it's going a bit faster, and this time we're producing a circular type pattern, and that'll keep going for the amount of loops we've set in that for loop, which is 499. So that does go on for a little bit. So that's just a quick overview of utilizing functions and also utilizing the Turtle library. We can define, in summary, we can define our functions in a separate file and then utilize those functions in another file, importing the module, which is the file name that we made up, and calling the function using the dot notation there. Okay, thanks for watching. This code will also be available for download. The link is below in the comments.